In 1956, Father Noiret and Jacques did their daily tasks at a church in Tarascon, France. Something strange happened when Noiret went to check on a disturbance. He was lifted into the air, set on fire, and burned to death, with Jacques watching in horror while holding on to the priest's rosary. After some events at St. Cartha's monastery, Sister Irene now works in a convent in Italy. Maurice works at a school in France and has made friends with a young Irish girl named Sophie, as well as a teacher and her mother, Kate. Irene has a vision of Maurice needing her help, and the next day, the cardinal asks her to investigate a series of deaths across Europe. While Irene travels to Tarascon, a young novice named Sister Deborah joins her without permission. During the train ride, Deborah talks about her struggles with believing in miracles, like the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist, while Irene explains the importance of faith. In Tarascon, Irene has a vision where she follows Jacques into an alley, but ends up being attacked by Valak, a demon who takes the form of a nun. The next morning, Deborah tells Irene that she met Jacques and he gave her Father Noiret's rosary. At the same time, in the school, Sophie is bullied and locked up in an abandoned chapel where no one is allowed. The bullies scare her with a mosaic window showing a goat, telling her that if she looks away, the devil will appear. The sunlight makes the goat's eye in the mosaic shine red. Irene and Deborah travel to Palais des Papes and meet a librarian who tells them that the demon they're investigating was an angel rejected by God. The emblem on the rosary is the family crest of St. Lucy, who was martyred by a pagan but miraculously survived. The librarian suggests that the demon is killing St. Lucy's descendants to get her eyes, which were last known to be in a former monastery, now a school. Irene and Deborah go to the school and find Maurice in trouble with Sophie and Kate. Irene tells Maurice that the demon is inside him, which upsets him, and he attacks them before passing out. In the chapel, Sophie shows them the bullies' game, and Deborah uses a flashlight to make the goat's eyes glow red, pointing the way to where St. Lucy's eyes are buried. Deborah and Kate stay behind to protect the schoolgirls from the demon goat. Maurice, influenced by the demon, escapes and attacks Irene, while Sophie grabs the relic and runs. Maurice chases her, causing a building to collapse. Irene finds Sophie inside, and Deborah joins them. Deborah admits she's seen a miracle and has faith. Irene uses the relic against Maurice, but he overpowers her. However, Irene realizes she's a descendant of St. Lucy and can harness the relic's power. They pray, turning wine into the blood of Christ, which defeats the demon Valak.